Welcome everyone. Today we're diving into the DIFC Free Zone Company setup process. It's really a comprehensive guide that covers everything from legal structures to the nitty-gritty of cost breakdowns.
Absolutely. It's fascinating how DIFC has positioned itself as a premier financial hub.
Yep, and one of the standout features is that it offers 100% foreign ownership, which is a game changer for international investors.
Mm,
It means no local sponsor is needed, letting you retain complete control of your business.
right. And that kind of autonomy, plus the tax advantages, zero corporate and personal income taxes, really attracts multinational corporations and fintech startups alike.
Exactly, and let's not forget the global credibility. Having a DIFC stamp on your company, especially with its strict regulatory framework and state of the art infrastructure, adds a layer of trust among investors and partners.
Yeah, speaking of infrastructure, how often do you see a financial hub offering world class offices in places like Gate Village and ICD Brookfield Place? That definitely sets a high standard.
Right. And the guide really nails the step by step process. First, you determine your business activity and legal structure, be it a branch of a foreign company, an LLC, or even a foundation.
Yeah,
It encourages tailoring the structure based on individual business needs.
I'm curious though, do you think that this multi step approach could sometimes slow down startups that need to move quickly?
That's a valid critique. I mean, while the process is streamlined compared to mainland Dubai, the requirement to secure physical office space and comply with specific naming conventions might add layers that slow things down a bit for very nimble companies. But ultimately, these
Yes,
steps
I see
ensure
that.
credibility and a secure regulatory environment.
True, and it seems the benefits, like access to a thriving financial ecosystem and even streamlined banking and visa processes, more than compensate for any slight delays.
Exactly. Speaking of visas, the guide lays out a neat process for employee visas and residency permits, which is essential for those planning to build teams in the region.
And then we have the clear breakdown of costs. You've got registration fees anywhere between 15,000 to 20,000, license fees from 15,000 to over 50,000, and even office space costs that can vary quite a bit. It really helps potential investors budget accordingly.
Yeah, and don't forget the visa costs, which are estimated around 5,000 to 7,000. It's like every cost is itemized, so you know exactly what you're stepping into.
On a related note, it's interesting that the guide also touches on cookie policies. It's like, right off the bat, they emphasize privacy and regulatory compliance even for digital elements.
Right, the cookies bit, while mundane compared to the company setup info, still underlines the comprehensive nature of the guide. It shows that every detail, even online tracking preferences, is considered to enhance user experience.
Yeah, and I appreciate that the guide not only provides step by step instructions, but also suggests professional support. Their firm, BizInvest firm, appears ready to help navigate the legalities, licensing, and bank account openings.
Absolutely, having expert support, particularly in a complex jurisdiction like DIFC, can save a lot of time and hassle. It's almost like having a roadmap with a dedicated guide.
But isn't there a risk that relying too heavily on advisors might inflate costs beyond what startups are prepared to spend?
Sure, that can happen if you don't do your homework, but these services are often worth the investment with all the local expertise they offer. It's
I
balancing
get
cost
that.
with the value of a hassle free process.
Right, and I guess for high stakes financial services or startups aiming for significant growth, that guidance is indispensable.
Exactly. Also, have you noticed the emphasis on the legal and regulatory environment? Operating under its own legal framework and common law offers a certain stability and predictability that investors appreciate.
Definitely. That combined with the DIFC's independent judiciary creates a very attractive climate for both local and international operations.
And there's a robust ecosystem to tap into. Proximity to leading banks, VCs, and other key players makes business interactions more seamless. It's
Yeah,
more than just setting up a company, it's about joining a vibrant network.
totally. And the guide even specifies the kinds of businesses that thrive here: financial services, tech startups, fintech, professional firms, a pretty diverse portfolio.
Right, and as you mentioned earlier, the currency of this setup isn't just in the operation itself, but also in the branding and credibility that comes with being associated with DIFC.
Indeed. So, if you're someone looking to establish a startup in this dynamic environment, following these detailed steps will really help mitigate risks and clarify the process ahead, don't you think?
Exactly, and it also makes the decision-making process easier. You know, from selecting the proper legal structure to naming your company and even setting up your office, every step has been clearly thought out.
And the fact that the guide includes estimated cost ranges gives businesses a solid budgeting foundation.
Right, it takes out a lot of guesswork. And it's like having a coach remind you of every necessary move on the board, ensuring you're not blindsided by hidden costs or regulatory pitfalls.
I totally see that. What really caught my eye, by the way, was the discussion of different legal structures, like branches of foreign companies versus LLCs. That flexibility can really tailor the setup to your individual business needs.
Yes, and it stresses careful planning. It's like choosing the right tool for the job. For some, a limited partnership might be ideal, while for others, an LLC offers the necessary flexibility and control.
And then there's the aspect of physical presence. Securing office space, whether it's a flexi desk or a serviced office, adds an additional layer of professionalism that, frankly, sets the tone for business operations.
Exactly, and this is important. It not only meets regulatory requirements, but also symbolizes your commitment to the market.
Right.
It sends the right message to potential partners and clients.
Overall, the guide captures a wide-ranging strategy that, while comprehensive, can be both exciting and a bit daunting for newcomers.
True, but that's where the value of expert guidance stands out. It simplifies complexities, almost like having a seasoned navigator while you're charting new territory.
And it reflects the broader trend. Thorough due diligence and careful planning are crucial steps, whether you're setting up in DIFC or any competitive market today.
Precisely. So, for anyone thinking of launching a business in a hub that's as strategic and vibrant as DIFC, this guide is pretty much your best
Yeah,
friend.
absolutely. Thanks for walking through the key points with me. It really puts the complexities of setting up in DIFC into a clear perspective.
Anytime, it's been a pleasure, and hopefully this breakdown helps our listeners navigate their business setup journey with confidence in the bustling financial world of DIFC.